Well, certainly interesting, but to know more about the community, we now have Daerah Untuk Negeri founder Reybi Waren in the studio. Hello, Reybi. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Of course, always a pleasure to have people with inspiring movement coming to our studio. So, first of all, Reybi, can you tell us why did you decide to found the Daerah Untuk Negeri? And in particular, who is the target demographic for your programs?
So yeah, well, the idea was triggered by some provocative questions in my mind at that time. Like, to give you a brief about me, so I was born and raised in small town in central Sumatra. So when I finished my school, why should I move to Jakarta to find better jobs? That's a fundamental question. Like,
Oh, this is interesting.
yeah, so like my point is like, if we talk about another country or if we don't have any potential or resources in certain region, that's fine, we should move there to Jakarta.
True.
But this is not the case in Indonesia. So I think that by having that question led to another questions and I ended up with an answer, we should develop region. And to develop region, we should have right talents. And to get there, I cannot do it by myself. So I need to build a foundation to work. And then I start to call my friends to have a diverse background for the leadership team, to see the problems and to solve the problems with a great solution with wider perspective. So that's why if you see the Daerah Untuk Negeri, the leadership team comprised of a diverse background.
Yeah.
There are like a science background, engineering, public policy, economy, business. Yeah, we are now.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I really understand because the question is like, if it's also because if everybody needs to move to the big city to make it, right? To have, to be able to upscale their standards of living and things like that. When will other areas ever be developed? I think that's the first thing that I thought of when he said like, why do I have to move outside of Jakarta?
Yeah,
and you and I were like, yeah, why do people have to move outside
Exactly, I
of
was
Jakarta,
like,
right?
yeah.
So when you realized that there is such important opportunities, especially to develop talented young or youth in rural areas, where did you start? How did you determine that, okay, education is the way to go? And what skills did you find were so necessary so that, we can, let's say, equalize, let's say, we can start to work on equalizing or equiting, talent pools from different regions as well?
Yeah, first we think about the target. So you mentioned earlier that who is our target?
Yeah.
Our target is local champions, but it doesn't mean that they must be smart. They have lots of achievements. No, big no. But what we're looking for is someone who want to learn, who want to fight for themselves, and also empower others. So that's the big thing, local champions that we're talking about. So we start with education. Okay, we have hard skills, soft skills, and transferable skills. Hard skills, they can get it from existing educational system. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the question is, the transferable skills, can they acquire that skills from today's educational system? I don't think so. That's why we come up with that solution. For example, the transferable skills, like the skills that we can use for diverse environment. So whatever your job is, like presenting, communication, that's the transferable skills.
Yeah.
Like leadership, decision-making process, that's transferable skills. So that's what we aim for at the beginning. But we evolve through our journey.
Okay, so which area do you operate at the moment?
Now, across Indonesia.
Across Indonesia. Now, with this span of time of you operating across Indonesia, what do you think about the youth potential in Indonesia or probably in those remote areas?
Yeah, so again, our vision is like, we want to develop region.
Yeah.
And in order to develop that region, we thought that it is best to be developed by local talent.
Yeah.
Why? First, they know the area. Second, they know the culture. Third, they know the environment. And the most importantly is like, they are all rooted to the region. And those things are very fundamentals. It's very difficult to replicate it.
Yeah.
Skills are easy to learn, but love and rooted to the region,
The sense of belonging.
sense of belonging, that's difficult.
Yeah.
if you ask me the potential, for me, potential is not smart, how good you are, but how love you for the area. And if you have that things, we can fill in the skill set that you maybe lack of, and then we can boost them to develop the region.
Yeah, I get it because love creates drive and passion.
Agree.
Which means that you, with the feelings that you would empower them to be able to do more.
Yeah.
So my interest is because this is actually something that I've been having a conversation I've been having a lot with a lot of my friends recently. My point of interest is what kind of when you see rural areas, they require development. How do you think programs can become sustainable? Because this is not a short-term vision.
Yeah.
This is, even if you, let's say you've started 5 to 7 years ago, it's not something that you will see until these young people become adults and contribute to their regions. How do you sort of, is there a pathway for them to stay and actually, contribute back the skills that they have actually learned?
So we have a lot of programs. One of them like a scholarship. So we kind of provide a tuition fee for them. But it's not only that. We want to do like they should do something to the society. So we help you, but you should empower others. That's our philosophy. That's what we call as local champions. So like, if you ask about how can you sustain the program in the future, I mean, that was very tough question. That's why we start with the fundamental, you love the region. When you love the region, we know that there are many problems in that region, sort of lack of the infrastructure, everything. But if you start loving that region, you will do anything. If you talk about sustainability, and I mean the sustain to this movement, I think what we're looking for now, we try to identify the local champions, every province, and then we will gather them all. We coach them, and we will send them back to the society, to the region, and they will do something. We should do every year to do that in order to make it sustain. It's nothing, I don't think like, if it is not part of the country mission, it's difficult non-profit organization who has to tackle that.
I do agree.
But at least we're sending message, right?
Yes.
So you were mentioning about Beasiswa Untuk Negeri, and you also have Skill Untuk Negeri. So you have lots of programs. Let's get into one by one.
All right.
So Beasiswa Untuk Negeri, you were just mentioning about it. Who would be eligible for those scholarships? Because, of course, it can't be like all of them getting the scholarship and stuff. But also, how would you fund it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, please.
Okay. So, Beasiswa Untuk Negeri, that was crazy move initially. Because at that time, we only have budget for only 2 students.
Okay.
But we opened it anyway. And then, surprisingly, there are like 2,600 applications we received at that time.
Wait, can you repeat that again?
2,600.
Wow.
From 30 provinces in Indonesia. And that, we were at the time like, we were shocked. How can we finance them all? But you know what, like we pitch our closer friends, it's like a startup. You gain trust from others. And you pitch them all one by one, saying that this is not only ordinary scholarship, they will do something for the others. That's what we pitch them all. And like generous individuals come to us, try to donate. And also there is a non-profit organization called ASFA, if you might aware of. They also help us to donate, to fund the scholarship. At the end, we got funding, and we were able to fund 24 students from 14 provinces. We thought that, why we have so many applications? We think that because our requirements are very easy. Because, you know what? There is no limit for GPA. There is no age limit. There is no open for all universities. Whether it is like public, private, online, offline, they can all apply for us. For that scholarship. And also, what we look for is only if you have a willingness to learn and willingness to help others. That's it.
That would be
too
the
easy.
the sole requirement
Yeah.
for the application
Yeah.
for the scholarship.
Yeah.
But from 2 to 24, that is actually a big move. And also, one thing that I should bear in mind all this time is, if your dream doesn't scare you, you don't dream big enough.
Yeah.
Well,
But you did it. You did it.
You totally did.
Because
You
we
guys
thought
did.
that just did it because this is for greater good.
True.
I believe that everyone will help us at the end.
Yeah.
We just need to do our job.
I find it really interesting that the main criteria and the main drive around is the love for the region, the love for home, because only the love for home will make you come back.
Yeah.
True.
Because we know that there are
True.
scholarships where there's no tie,
Okay.
and then they go and they never come back. You know, because I mean, I always believe that when you get something, you have to give something
Give
in
back.
return,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that's so great. And my question is, because I'm a person who really does look into like education and things like that. I have a special interest there. How do you come up with the curriculums necessary? Because I know that you will choose your champions. How do you talent scout for your champions? Or are those champions the scholarship receivers, or do you have more champions in a different region?
You mean the selection process? Or?
Yeah. So is that two separate programs?
For-
The Skill Untuk Negeri,
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
two separate programs.
Okay.
So let me continue a little
Yeah,
bit. For the scholarship, it doesn't stop giving a tuition fee, that's it. We just did, so we got 24 awardees.
Yeah.
They just did 24 activities across 10 provinces in Indonesia last month.
Yeah.
And what I surprised by that, they did, so we only give them like 250,000 rupiah to do a program, to create a program. 250,000, that's
Very.
very small.
Yeah.
What program?
But that's reality, because it's not in the organization, but the whole country in the world.
Yeah.
We have kind of limited resources.
True.
How can you reallocate? How can you allocate that resources in an effective way? That's what we want to teach them during the social initiative program. So they should think, what initiative should I do? I create, and how can I implement them with only 250,000? And you know what? One person, by average, they can mobilize 5 volunteers, their friends, and they can help 30 beneficiaries in their area. They did like economy, environment, health, like promoting oral health, promoting physiotherapy for the elderly, how to create eco breaks. If you see the video, that's what
Yeah.
they did. I mean, we're surprised with. Yeah, we hope that they'll not only learn about hard skill from the school by having tuition fee, but also they'll learn how to manage a project, initiative, manage project, implementation, I mean.
Yeah.
Because what we need in the future, the leader who has strong strategic thinking and also excel at implementation. That's 2 things that we are looking for and we try to shape in the future.
Wow.
So curriculum, you mean like learning by doing?
Learning by doing, I see.
I like that. I mean, like you mentioned that, you know, the world's resources are very limited.
Yeah.
And we won't always have resources, but we have to do something with these resources, right?
True.
Like, whatever you can invest, you have to tenfold it.
Yeah.
Some people can, some people can't.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people give up along the way because like,
True.
that's not possible,
Yeah.
right?
True.
Yeah, that's the different mindset on its own.
So you were also mentioning about Skill Untuk Negeri. Now, when it comes to the skill, where you teach the what is the decision based on when you pick those skills? Which skills to be taught?
Okay.
Is it because is it based on the needs of the society at the moment, or you see a certain skill that would be needed in the future, in the near future, or what?
Combine both.
Combine both.
Yeah, based on needs, and also we kind of have a research team within our organization, try to understand what skills in the future that youth need.
Okay, my follow-up question would be, you've mentioned before, all right, we have hard skills that are being taught through education system, right? And your organization focuses on the transferable and soft skills. So what skills are not being taught in our current education system? Because that means that no matter where you are in Indonesia, you're not getting it.
Not really want to answer that
No,
question.
just like
I mean,
two, 3 skills that your research team have deemed, okay, these are the skills that
decision-making
children need.
process. That's it. That's
How?
very important, decision-making process. For example, we went to several schools and high school students.
Yeah.
We asked them, where do you want to go after this high school? 50% say don't know. They don't even know where they should go. And that's decision-making process. I don't know, maybe I will ask my parents, maybe we will see it. Or they say like, I want to be coding engineer because that's happening right now. So decision-making process is know your limit, know your strength, and know where you want to go. Create your avenue, and you can go there one by one and prepare the alternatives. That's decision-making process. And we open that, and we wait until the mentees signing, so they submission their application.
Yeah.
So but right now, if you want to get mentorship from us, you should do social things. That's our currency. We don't need you pay us. We don't need your money. You don't need to be Excel, smart, English fluent. No, you just need to do social things and prove it to us. Send a video, send what you did, and then you will get mentorship for free. That's our currency.
So giving back to the community first.
Yeah.
That's the
Empower others. That's what we're
So
looking for.
that would actually prove you that they love.
Yeah.
They do have the love
Yeah.
for their region,
Yeah.
for their home.
Yeah, because when we empower them, they have that sort of character, want to help others. Can you imagine? They will help others. If we help 100, they will help 1,000. That's what we're doing now. That's what we aim for.
Has there been any rejection from any region?
What do you mean with
I mean,
Challenges.
challenges, because some of
Yeah.
sometimes when new things come to a certain place, and they would probably be like, why should I take your program, or something like that, like
no.
those kind of rejections. No, you don't.
Kind of that, no. But the challenge is probably the technology, because not everyone got internet access.
True.
Or we had one mentee. He went to quite far away, to like a public space, helped by governor, if I'm not mistaken, to get internet access, to get mentorship from us. And yeah, for the skills Untuk Negeri, it focuses on transferable skills like leadership, writing an essay, create a CV,
Yeah.
and a mock interview for job application and
Yeah.
scholarship applications. And again, open for all, to all Indonesian in all provinces. We all happy to help you as long as you do social initiative. You don't need to make big social initiative, but at least prove to us why you choose that one, and why did you do that, and what have you done. That's it. Because why we ask why? Because we want to have people or youth have a rational. That's very important
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a decision-making process in the
Yeah.
future. So that's the thing. Until today, we have almost 30 students getting school abroad. Yeah. And also one inspiring story. There was one mentee living in Central Java in rural area. We pair her with someone mentor in the Netherlands, Indonesian who's studying in the Netherlands. And they met online, finished mentorship. Long story short, they reunited in the Netherlands because that girl got accepted scholarship and school in the Netherlands.
Wow, that
Dude,
is.
it gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, you know what? When we get texted, like, thank you so much, that's make us like, that's what we're looking for, seeing everybody happy.
Wow.
You know, that's it.
Achieving something.
Wow.
I like that. Well, our last question would be, what are the future plans of Daerah Untuk Negeri?
So again, we try to identify local champions by our definition before, and then we want to nurture them to create something in the area. That's why we're gonna launch 2 new programs. One is Regional Leaders of Tomorrow. So we're gonna coach them. So there will be a press summit. So they put a proposal to us what they're gonna do in the area.
Yeah.
And then there will be a summit in Jakarta. We coach them with experts. And then post-summit, that's very important. We don't want to have like only celebration. We meet them in Jakarta, but we want to have that, what you're gonna do next. So they will come back, we will monitor what social initiative they did in the 38 provinces. Can you imagine we will have 38 activities across Indonesia all together with different themes of social, depends on what they need in the area. So that's what we want to do. Another one is the literacy for all. So we kind of expand our target now. So we want to empower local teachers. So we give a coach and we provide a model curriculum to teach elementary students
Yeah.
in literacy and numeracy. That's two things. We're really open for collaboration.
Oh, well, if you do need
Exciting
any help
times.
from this station, we have amazing talents from an array of presenters, from the control
Yeah.
room, from the newsroom,
There you
from
go.
the MCR, from the office. You can tell us if you need any talents from our studio, from our station to help you. We will be so
Yeah.
happy to help you. And last but not least, where can we find you? Let's say you are
Yeah,
on socials.
I have Instagram at Reybi Waren.
For
And Daerah Untuk Negeri at Daerah Untuk Negeri.
Okay, at Daerah Untuk Negeri and also at Reybi Waren.
Yeah.
Reybi Waren, thank you so much for
thank
being
you so
Thank
much,
you
Reybi,
so
for
much
coming.
for having
This is a
This was
very
Highlight
interesting.
of our evening story.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do, and hopefully you will gain more successful mentees, and we look forward to hear more inspiration.
Or we can collaborate in the future
Oh,
Yes,
yes, please.
Please.
for Indonesia. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Now we're going to go for a short break, and make sure you stay tuned and stay here with us on the 3 Hour News Show on the NC Today.